The Electricity Company of Ghana has announced it will embark on planned outages from next month. According to the company's managing director, Ajimang Budu, they will soon release a timetable for the outages expected to begin from May 10 until May 17. Well, that timetable has been released and we'll be sharing that with you in a bit. He explains this has become necessary due to ongoing works at the Pokuase bulk supply point. Now, joining us is Manuel Coranting went along for the tour of the Pokuase bulk supply point where the ECG MD informed journalists about the imminent outages and now reports.
The Pokuase bulk supply point, when completed, will become the fourth in Accra. With a total capacity of 580 megawatts, the substation is expected to serve some 350,000 customers within the Accra North area. Though the project is currently at 95% of completion, the contractors, Elecnor Ghana, have requested brief power cuts for further works on the substation. During a tour of the substation by the Energy Minister, Chief Executive Officer of the Electricity Company of Ghana, Ajimang Budu, disclosed that this request has been considered and a timetable is in the offing.
As we have already stated, we are coming out of a planned schedule whereby, the areas that are going to be affected have been grouped into 4, Group A, B, C, and D. And we schedule in such a way that no single customer will see the outage throughout. For the 8 days, you will see probably a 12-hour outage in the daytime. The next 3 days, you will see outage in the nighttime. We will rotate it so that it doesn't affect customer throughout. So that's our plan.
What is necessitating this outage that you mean?
All this outage is due to connecting the Greco line to the national grid, so that we can use our part of the control system to supply power to our customers.
Which areas will be affected?
Like I said, in Sawon, Pokuase, Bawe, it's a lot of areas.
When is this start? How soon?
From 10th of May till 17th of May. That's where the outages will occur. But the actual commission will happen on 31st of May. And then 1 week later, ECG will start loading our feeders.
Information Minister Kojo Oponkroma highlighted that government was hopeful that the scheduled works will be completed within the stipulated time.
It's good to hear and to see the engineers explain to us that they are on track and that they will finish this particular project and tie in by the May timeline that they are looking at. But it's also good to understand the broader set of works that are ongoing. That's what's going on here. That's what we did last week in Tema. I think maybe next week or next 2 weeks we'll go to Kaswa, then we'll go to Kumasi to see the full breadth of the upgrade works that are ongoing. Each one has its own different timeline. The hope is that they will be able to complete all of the works by the times that they have set for themselves so that the Ghanaian at home or at work gets the full benefit.
On his part, Gridco boss Jonathan Amwakuba, who was also on the tour, explained that all outages connected to the project are occasioned by necessary demands.
If there is a human intervention, then it means that the automatic devices may not have recognized that there is a fault. That is only when there will be human intervention. These things have been set automatically so that when they see the problem, they have to take, as he said, the machine, which is a transformer or a line off, in order not to damage the equipment. These equipment are very expensive. One transformer costs not less than $2 million. And if it gets damaged, it will take 1 year minimum to go and manufacture and bring a new one.
Meanwhile, Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Pokuase, who led the inspection, dismissed suggestions that the recent power challenges are caused by lack of funds.
I think that the Greco chief executive is here, so he will better answer that question. And I'm sure he has given a press conference. If it was financial, why are we here? Somebody says you don't have money, so you can't do the investment. That is the investment. That is the biggest bulk supply point ever in Ghana. Under Kufwad. So why do we talk about it's financial? I don't understand.
Well, as all this work goes on, the estimation is that by the end of the year 2021, government will be able to restore reliable power supply into the homes of Ghanaians. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Manuel Coranting.
So as I indicated earlier, the timetable is now out, and I'll be sharing that with you presently. So it talks about this being in regard the Pokuase bulk supply point, which is near completion and sponsored by the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, under the auspices of the Millennium Development Authority, will require tie-in to Gridco's 330 kV transmission line. This exercise will require a complete shutdown of the 330 kV line, thereby affecting power supply reliability to the Malam bulk supply point. In view of this, the Electricity Company of Ghana wishes to inform its cherished customers and the general public that the tie-in works will take 8 days from Monday 10th to Monday 17th May 2021, will affect power supply to some customers in the northeastern parts of Accra. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share with you, first of all, the areas that will go. So be looking out for your area in the group. So find out whether you're in group A, B, C, or D. So now, group A consists in Sakina, Udumang, Odoko, Fisher Town, Awoshi, Odogono, Malam, Abiase, Top Base, Kokompe, Zamrama Line, Banana Inn, Choko, Kolegono, Bebese, Shiabu, Kwashibu, Abekala Pass, Niboy Town, Alaji, so Utu, Mablekuma, New Town, Dansoman Control Market, GBC Staff Quarters, Old Barrier, Upeyukuma, Ashalaja, Lamte Mills. And then you go to group 2, where you have Lower McCarthy, Malangbawe, Agape Junction, Bubuyashi, Demot, Abosokai, Santa Maria, Botiano, Red Top, New Aplaku, Matahiku, Dansoman, Snake Flats, Gleffer, Nyenyano, Kakraba, Iron City, Breku, Tuba. That's for group B. And then there's also group C. So group C, so it also follows group C, and then we also have group D. You just need to locate which group your community is in. And now let's come to the schedule itself, which follows shortly. So the schedule indicates that this starts from the 10th of May. So for the day, group A will be going off. So the following, group A will be the first group to go off. And they'll be going off from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on 10th May 2021. So 10th May, Group A is going off. And then followed by Group C on 11th May. Or before I actually come to 11th May, on the 10th of May, Group A will go off in the morning or during the day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Group B will go off 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then you come to the 11th, Group C will take their turn, followed by Group D. And then on the 12th, it starts with Group B. Then it comes to Group A. And then on the 13th, it goes to Group D, and then Group C. So it follows all through. And then the Electricity Company of Ghana is also indicating other needed interruptions in power supply to enable contractors complete the different intervention projects will be communicated in due course. Now, what does that mean? It means that this wouldn't be all the power outages. The power outages we're anticipating from 10th May to 17th May would not be all the outages we are to expect. Now, Gridco had earlier warned of imminent power cuts. It says we'll be informed by requests from contractors working on the Kaswa and Pokuase substations. And the ECG MD makes it clear the impending outages have to do with work on the Pokuase bulk supply point. Now, according to the ECG MD, this will last 8 days, and we have the schedule for the 8 days. But the ECG MD has already indicated consumers will have to endure this until December. So that's why I keep on telling you, this wouldn't be all the outages we are to expect, because there will be some more, and the ECG has actually indicated that we should be expecting some more. Now, we've been speaking with some electricity consumers who are not convinced by the reasons given by ECG for the planned outages. Others also doubt the timetable will be followed. Let's hear them.
I believe that, for a very long time, people have been agitating that it's dumsor, but government is saying it's not dumsor. finally, if they've released timetable, then it means that they've come to terms with the fact that it is dumsor. And they have to begin doing things that will make us believe in them. Because telling us that, oh, I will off your light at 5, so prepare. If you have a business doing, you know what. If you are a tailor or you are somebody who deals with light, you know what to do before the light goes off. But they're telling us that, oh, it's not dumsor, it's a technical problem. So if finally they say they've released a timetable, we thank God. It's a step in the right direction. We only pray that whatever they are doing, they will be quick about it, and then within a short possible time, we'll get our lights back.
When they give the announcement that maybe we are going to off or we are going to give last out, light will not be in for some days, it doesn't go like that. Sometimes the lights will come all right. Sometimes you are unaware, you will not be aware, and then the lights will go off. You will try to ask to find out, to know the reason. You wouldn't be able to know. So that is our problem here. Because when the light goes off and you have some items in the fridge or whatever, because you are not aware to prepare yourself or not to even put the items in the fridge, definitely the items will spoil. That's how it affects the business people too. So that is my point of view. Timetable is good? Well, it's good because when they announce you that today or tomorrow you people should get prepared, there will not be light. That one, you also make your mind and also prepare your items very well. And here's the case, sometimes they'll tell you tomorrow or be aware next week there'll be lights out. There will not be light for you. And all of a sudden, though you agree that you are aware, at the time you'll be expecting the light will not come. You understand me? Sometimes they will say it's because of the problem in ECG, that is why. And meanwhile, it shouldn't be like that. Let us be aware that this is what is happening, so that when we all prepare our mind towards it, it will help all of us and it will not affect the timetable. If only they'll go according to the timetable, we shan't have any problem. If they don't go according to the timetable, that is what will affect the business. I mean, it will affect all of us. You understand me? Look at the lights out they have been giving. Sometimes when they give the light off, within some short or seconds, the light will come again. And it affects a lot of things. That is why we are having this fire breakouts and all of those things. You understand? So if only what they have actually decided to do and they will go according to the timetable, we shall have a problem.
dumsor that we are experiencing, it's about them to tell us the truth. This is the problem. But always they give us another this thing. It's not true that they are telling us. You understand? It's dumsor because Mahama time is the same thing that we was facing. So it's the same thing. Nothing has changed. So it's dumsor that we are experiencing now.
So you don't believe the timetable? You think it's dumsor, right?
The timetable at that time, no, they give us the timetable like this one. So what is the difference? And brother, if you are MPP and the truth is there, you have to say it. This time around, you shouldn't follow that thing. Say I'm an MPP, so if the truth is there, I shouldn't tell. No, it's not like that again. You have to speak the truth and be free. Nowadays, money is not there to buy generator and all that kind of thing. You know, it will definitely affect me.
Maybe some of us, the students learning, it can cause a lot of problem because if there's light off, and moreover, some of us we are doing some small businesses. Maybe you use light, something like cold store and all that. But as the light goes off, there is no way that you can get light to be selling all those things. And maybe you have stocks in there. So if the light went off, maybe those things can destroy. So that one too, it costs.
Oh, me, I'm not happy about what is going on in Ghana because that means the politicians, they align us. Because when they want the power, they would say anything that they want. Oh, this thing has stopped, but now we are still in that situation. So it means me right now, next 2024, I'm not going to vote because those people we are voting for, they are not doing what our needs, they cannot take care of us because we pay all taxes, but still, we are still in the same condition. So sometimes I don't understand.
Well, joining us on phone right now is Boakye of the Africa Center for Energy Policy. Thank you very much, Mr. Boakye, for making time to speak with us. Now, finally, the Electricity Company of Ghana has released the timetable. Not a pleasant thing to have a dumsor timetable, but at least you'd agree that it helps people plan, would you not?
Yes, I mean, this one was planned. We have known this from last year, that in May, or when the transmission infrastructure is ready in Pokuase and Kaswa, they will need to shed some load between 100 and 200 megawatts of power to allow the interconnection of the new infrastructure with the existing infrastructure. So that has been known, and that is why they're informing us around this time. So it is fair for the public to know that you're going to take their life before you do so. So I think it's fine.
But are the justifications, would you agree with the justifications that we're having to do this because we want to switch from one line to the other? Could this have been avoided?
No, I think it could have been avoided. The current infrastructure doesn't allow you to connect a new one without disconnecting the existing one. And that is what we have. So we have to be able to disconnect the existing one we have to turn it off before we can connect to it. But we don't have the relays and then the system that allows you to seamlessly integrate a new one. It speaks to the under-investment that we have done over the years. We had a robust transmission system, well connected to allow seamless interconnection. We didn't have to do that, but we don't have that. So we have to shut down and connect before we can reconnect the whole system.
Right, now there have been various reasons that have been assigned as to why we're having to go through this, which has to do with the ongoing works. But there are others who don't quite believe that it just has to do with the ongoing works and that there are other reasons. Are you one of those who believes that it's not just the ongoing works and that there are other reasons why we're having to endure these outages?
No, I think those distinctions have been established by us and even by the system operators themselves in their own language. The reality is that you have a failing infrastructure and you have upgrades that could, new infrastructure that could improve the situation. So there are two distinct problems. What we have been experiencing over the period until that timetable comes and when the interconnection actually happens has nothing to do with the upgrades or the infrastructure that is being developed. That is really to do with the existing infrastructure and its inability to supply the needed capacity or power to your home or business. All right? So you have a transmission system that has a limited capacity. So you can't supply the needs of your consumers. But if you're able to connect us to the new infrastructure, which will be able to take bigger loads, that should enable us to reduce the burden on the old infrastructure and allow power to be transmitted much more effectively. So that is essentially what has happened. And the load shedding we're going to have is to allow the new infrastructure to connect to the existing system.
Now, it has been indicated that apart from the May 10th to 17th outages that we're going to have, we're likely to experience some more. But what do you think, and we'll have to bear with this until probably December, what in your estimation needs to be done to avoid a situation where we find ourselves, having to endure another, dumsor timetable, long term?
No, I don't think you would, experience the kind of dumsor we had in the 2014-15 thereabout. The power system has its own challenges. Even with Pokuase and Kaswa in place, we still continue to have some of those challenges until we can fully address them, right? So you have those tech problems here and there, transformers tripping, some localized faults in the distribution system. Those will live with for some time until we can raise the money to be able to address those challenges. But the bigger scale, such as we have currently, where consistently you have bigger areas tripping, you're not going to see them in the areas that we're trying to address. But again, the challenge is beyond Accra, it's beyond Pokuase enclave, it's beyond Kaswa enclave. Across the country, demand is growing. And once demand grows, you need to expand your network, expand your infrastructure to be able to send the needed power to the people. So we're hoping that we'll be able to consistently do the investment. Let's remember that this is an MCC project. MCC is not there to do further investment, right? So if we don't keep up the investment requirement, we can't assure ourselves that we'll be able to get rid of the persistent load shedding and power cuts.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Ben Boakye with the Africa Center for Energy Policy. You're watching Joy News Prime.